Good, beautiful morning, everybody. You know, I just asked my normal stop-in gas station, which is in Merrill, the express stop. Every morning I go in there and I buy 3 waters. I asked the ladies, I said, so what's the goal in life? And I'm going to ask you, fine, beautiful people, the very same thing. What's the end goal? And the reason I'm going to ask you is because they didn't know. And that's not a stab at them. Most people don't know. So I would like to think, maybe I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong, please tell me, blast me if I'm wrong. I would like to think most people would like to get to a point in life of blissfulness and happiness. Could I be wrong there? Sure. There's some people that don't know how to get to that. They don't teach you how to get to that. You have to, through years of wisdom and lessons learned, develop that within yourself. You have to find that within yourself. Nobody can bring that to you. Nobody can bring that to me. People can bring joy into my life, but they can't bring blissful and happiness into my life, because it's my thoughts and perspectives that calculate the quality of my life. And usually the quality of our lives dictate how happy we are. And I'm no professor or nothing. I'm not educated from college whatsoever. This is just life experiences I went through. And I'm curious, George, and I want to know. So I ask people, instead of walking into a gas station and saying, hey, how you doing? Good morning. I do that too. But I like to ask questions because I like to find out where people are. I'm intuitive. I want to learn. I want to know where their thought process are. And they didn't know. And that's okay, because the majority of the people don't know. We're kind of aimlessly running around in this one-time shot we do have with no roadmap. We're just like kind of existing. And that's not a slap to anybody. That's just very normal for the human race. We just kind of do the social norm, exist, then our time comes up, and we don't exist. And then about 2 months down the road, I'm just going to be honest with you, if they weren't close loved ones, like parents, siblings, they're going to forget about you in 2 months. Like literally, you're going to live 80-some years, and 2 months after that, nobody's going to remember you even existed. That's not mean. That's just the truth. And then all through our lives, a lot of times we hold ourselves back because we are so concerned of what other people might think. They're going to forget you and I 2 months after we pass. You won't be spoke of no more. Or very little. Maybe, like I said, your close, immediate loved ones will reminisce about you. But everybody else is going to forget you existed. So I would like to think that everybody's goal, at least one of our goals should be, and I'm not telling you what your goals should be, but it should allocate itself somewhere around some form of happiness, blissfulness, or fulfillment. I don't care what it takes for you to get that. And the wife's calling it. I don't care what it takes you to get that. It doesn't have to look what the next person's life looks like. It doesn't have to consist of traveling the world. Maybe you love small town. None of that stuff matters. But I also want people to understand is, if that's the goal, We have to be realistic with ourselves. And we are beings of feelings. You have a bunch of feelings. I have a bunch of feelings. Every day we are emotional beings, okay? Happiness and blissfulness 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day is not humanly possible. Life does not work that way. I don't care how much gratitude you practice, and I am a firm believer of practicing gratitude. Gratitude changed my life. I don't care. We cannot be the little house on the prairie 24 hours a day. That's not how life works. And it's not supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to. We're supposed to have adversities throughout our day that challenge us to build us, hopefully, into stronger individuals and not just quit and throw in the towel and say, screw today, right? Hopefully the adversities challenging us to make us better versions of ourselves for the day tomorrow.
I was just trying to tell you that you didn't take the black duster piece. It's sitting on the washer. Oh. I'm leaving now, heading out.
I have to turn around.
Do you want to reply?
No.
Okay then.
So I have a ceiling dusting, a vaulted ceiling dust I have to do out here today, or I shouldn't say I get to. This fine young gentleman that was an attorney, and not a criminal justice attorney, but he did suits, like when somebody was getting sued. He did, like, you ever see that TV show on Netflix, Suits? Yeah, he did that. Super cool guy and a wonderful friend of ours, Jessica, referred us to Bill because she didn't have the extension poles or whatever, and we have them. So anyways, I gotta turn around and go home and get that pad that we washed last night, because without that I'm not dusting any ceilings. So funny thing is, that would be a prime example of the topic we're talking about. It's a good thing I leave early. There was a time in my life, this is going to tell you how miserable I was. I'm in Hemlock, Michigan right now. My house is in Wheeler. There would have been a time in my life that something like that would have happened, and I would have let that little turn around 7 minutes to get back home ruin my entire day. And I would have made it, probably ruined my Patty's day. And I would have took it out on everybody all day long and ruined everybody's day. I would like to think I'm getting a little better at that. Another prime example is when Patty rear-ended me last winter. I was making a video, matter of fact. I don't know what topic I was talking about. Oh, I was letting people know, how ironic is this? I was letting people know how terrible the road conditions are. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. And then all of a sudden, a semi jackknifed in front of me, and I was able to stop, but Patty wasn't. And she rear-ended me. That's another prime example of me not losing my top when beforehand in life I would have lost my top. But yeah, so if one of our goals, I've never met anybody that says, yeah, I want to get married and be miserable. Like, I've never met anybody. I have never spoke to any man or woman that says, hey, you know, I want to have 2 kids, I want to get married, I want to have the white picket fence on 4 acres, or I love living in the township or in the inner city, I like the convenience, I have things close. I've never heard one of them say, but I want to be miserable for the next 40 years of my life. So I would like to imagine most people would like to have happiness as one of their goals in life, right? Maybe you want to be happy with the career you chose, the job you took, your significant other, hopefully. Hopefully you don't want to get in there and just control each other and have a miserable life. But I would like to think that most people could relate with the happiness aspect as a goal in life. Yeah, there's going to be the oddballs that are evil and they don't know how to deal with their emotions, so they take everything out on everybody else, and, you know, they're just miserable. We got them. But there's a lot more people out here that want genuine happiness. And if that is the goal, which is a great goal, we have to find out who we are and what makes us tick, in other words, and do more of that. I'm going to explain why. Because your significant other can bring you joy, they cannot make you happy. First of all, you should not allow anybody to hold the power over you to dictate your emotions, right? If so, we're insecure somewhere. I used to do this all the time. I was insecure somewhere, so I let other people make decisions for me, which in then turned, I did shit I didn't want to do, which made me miserable. And it could have been something as small as, yeah, I didn't want to cut your grass on Sunday. I didn't really want to do. I wanted to enjoy my Sunday. So, in order to be happy, we have to figure out who we are. We got to find out what makes us tick. We got to spend time in that. And whatever it is, you being happy might be working your 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and reading on your deck porch Saturday and Sunday. That might make you happy. And if that makes you happy, you need to do the shit out of that. Like, you need to do that without any interruption. Any nagging husband, any nagging wife, whatever it is. You need to be like, hey, look, from this time to this time, this is my time. Because life is much more peaceful when you can practice happiness, gratitude, and fulfillment, which brings bliss, into your life. And then you're better to other people around you. There goes my Patty. She warned me, and then she took off. I hopefully she didn't bring that duster pad with her. She probably did. And so what, right? So yeah, happiness was on my mind today, because you have to realize, I used to think when I was a young lad, when I was just a young lad and didn't know who the hell I was or what life was about for me, right? Everybody's perspective of life is different. I didn't understand what it was about for me. So I used to seek happiness in other people. And that doesn't happen, okay? If you're trying to seek happiness, yes, you should get some fulfillment out of other people and some joy from other people. But the bottom dollar is you can only be happy with yourself by doing things you enjoy to do, living with integrity, all those things. You know, you ain't got to be Superman or Superwoman, but living with integrity, having morals, doing the things you enjoy to do in life. I don't care if it's planting flowers in your flower bed. It doesn't matter. You need to do it. If it makes you happy, you need to do it. But your significant other, regardless of how positive and optimistic they are, they can bring joy into your life. But only us can bring happiness into our life. Okay? I've met a lot of people in life that brought joy into my life. And through our relationship, I made them miserable. And I didn't understand why I was doing that. I never understood it. I never understood it until recently. Like, 5-6 years ago. Whatever, maybe even. I don't know. I'm still working on it. But I had realized that... Hunter, what is up, buddy? Keep rocking on, man. I love you guys. Thurston Tree Service. Check them out. Awesome. Grew up with Trav and Tiffany. And I'm just so proud of what they do. And they are phenomenal in all the communities they serve. And they are by far the best of the best in the services they provide. Phenomenal people. I know that firsthand. I'm not just saying that because they have a business. I know them. I grew up with them. But so if the goal is happiness, we have to figure out what makes us happy, right? You got to be honest with yourself. And sometimes that's hard for people to do, especially me, because I was a people pleaser, okay? I would drop everything I wanted to do for the day to make other people happy. And let me tell you something. I did that for 20 years. That will not make you happy in life. That will actually do the exact opposite. That will make your existence miserable here on this earth. Now, that is not me detouring you from doing kind things to people. Don't twist it. Still do good things for others. But if you are a people pleaser, 9 out of 10 times, it's because you're insecure about something in your life, as I was. I was insecure in different aspects of my life, so I figured if I just made everybody else happy, or attempted to, my life would just get better. That's not true. We have to do what makes us happy. And by doing those things that make us happy, your relationships and everything improve. Because you are more joyful to be around. If you never do for you, you're gonna be a challenge to be around. It's going to be a challenge for you to be around. That is not me telling you to be selfish if you got a family and, tell your loved one or your children, get the hell away from me. This is, I'm just going to focus on me for the next 24 hours. I'm not telling you to do that. Use your judgment. But if happiness is the goal, we, the people, have to figure out what makes us happy. And then you got to do that shit. You can't just figure out, okay, so how do I figure out what makes me happy? What do you have to put the least amount of energy into? That you have you lose track of time doing it. Like you lose track of it before you know the whole day's over. You're like, holy shit. Like, where'd that day go? I couldn't even tell I was doing that for 8 hours. I didn't even know I was doing that for 8 hours. And you're getting joy out of it. That's kind of the stuff that makes you happy. So I'm going to run in here really quick and grab this pad if Patty didn't take off with it, which she may very well have. Give me 1 second. So this is what I had to get. This thing that goes on our extension pole allows me to get up 28 foot, I believe, 28 foot, and it's a vaulted ceiling. From the first floor, it's probably 40 some feet in the air. This is one of the most beautiful contemporary homes I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, I would like to think that we are all, again, one of our goals, one of our collective goals, is to be happy in life. And whatever that is going to differ then from what makes me happy, probably what makes your significant other happy. Like, hopefully your significant other and you have some things in common, but you're never going to have everything in common because you're a different human being than your significant other. And I don't care what people say. It's like, make sure you guys share all the same interests. Well, no, that's not possible because hopefully you have some unique interest that you can find fulfillment and joy out of. And you can practice that. And they don't have to be involved in everything you do. Right? I would hope you would align on some things, right? Like, you want good for people. Maybe you both like outdoor adventure type stuff. But see, the problem, I think, and I'm not a relationship connoisseur. I have problems in my relationship that I still work on today, as we all do. The work in a relationship never ends. It only ends when we decide to make it end, and then the relationship dies. So, hopefully somewhere, I'm not even going to get into relationship advice. I'm not qualified enough for that. But if you have two people that the end goal is happiness, and they're doing what they love to do, you're probably going to have a better quality of life than those that don't even know what makes them happy or what the end goal is. For example, I asked the two lovely ladies that I see every morning, this morning, what's the end goal? Like, what is the end goal? Is it happiness? Is it fulfillment? Is it joy? Which I think it's all of them. Do you feel Do you believe you want to feel you left the world a little bit better of a place than when you came into it? That's what I want to do. Whether one little piece of life lesson I share with somebody resonates with somebody else just a little bit, and maybe they start working on being a little happier in life. If that little seed does that, and I make 50 billion videos, and only that one little second of that one clip plants a seed in somebody's head, and they begin to work on finding happiness in their life, I left this place a little bit better than when I got here. And that's my ultimate goal. I love seeing people win. If you have not found that out about me, and when I say win, it's not all about finances. I want to see people enjoying their life. Let me tell you guys something. Please listen to me. About 95% of the bullshit you see on social media these days, it's bullshit. Okay? Stop believing these people that rent Lamborghinis and they act like they're some super successful, mega wealthy. They're renting Lamborghinis. They're trying to be a life coach. And then you judge yourself based off this little 19-year-old and you're 42, like, damn, where'd I go wrong? They're renting the Lamborghini. Okay? Like 90 to 95% of the crap you see on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of them, it's bullshit. They're trying to sell you a pipe dream. They're trying to get clicks, likes, and follows. They're trying to get a monetization. They're selling you a line of bullshit. Don't compare. One negative thing that social media did, especially for the younger generation, and it even impacts even people my age and older. One negative quality it's had is people naturally compare themselves to their neighbors. Have you ever noticed when the one neighbor gets the new lawnmower, 2 weeks later the other neighbor's going to buy the beefier lawnmower? Come on, guys, it's been in movies since the beginning of time. People like to compare themselves to the Joneses, and then it's like a little competition war, and you can kind of find some fun out of it, right? So it's in us, for whatever reason, to compare yourself to others. And you can do that in a healthy way and use that energy in a healthy way to chip away at your goals and get even more disciplined. There's a healthy way to do it, but a lot of people on social media today are doing it in a negative way, and it's getting them depressed. And the you-know-what rate is skyrocketing right now. 2 people unalived themselves in our local communities yesterday. So please note to all of you, if you are seeking happiness, if you are not already happy, if that's the end goal, you're not going to find it on social media. I'm telling you that right now. You are going to find happiness by living your life and finding things you love to do, and make sure you do them. I don't care if your joy is getting a bucket of minnows and going down to the St. Charles River, heading over to Thurston's Outdoors, grabbing some bait, going down to the damn railroad bridge there and throwing a line off there for 2 hours or 6 hours. If that's where you find happiness, enjoyment, you better get your ass to Thurston's. You better stop wasting your time and double guessing yourself and wondering if I should get over there to that railroad. Man, you better get there. You better get there, because you ain't gonna get a second go around in this world. And I say Thurston's because, you know, where else is going to sell you bait out there? And they're awesome. And they're amazing. Damn, Thurston's. I'm talking you guys up today. I always do all the time. I love the Thurston's. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what makes... So, a lot of people are living on social media. And I know that, guys, because I found myself in that trap. I'm like, holy shit, I just wasted 3 hours of my life. I can never get back, and I don't even know what the hell I looked at. I have absolutely no clue what the hell I just looked at for 3 hours. Like, the person from American Idol was singing 1 second. Somebody's playing with RC cars for the next. This person's hunting and fishing. This person's Ted Nugent's here. Donald Trump's over here. Biden's over here. Like, it's all the shit. And then at the end, I'll look at my Patty. I'll be like, babe, I don't even know what the hell I just did. I literally just wasted 3 hours of my day I could have been spending with my Patty. I could have been doing something we both enjoyed. Do you know how far of a motorcycle trip you can go on? An hour and a half one way, an hour and a half back? Shit. That's a nice little ride. And me and Patty both enjoy riding a motorcycle. Shit, that's my grass mowed. That didn't get mowed this week. It looked dead. It didn't look like it got enough rain to grow much, but anyway. 90% of social media, ladies and gentlemen, is bullshit. Don't use it to judge you where you're at in life. Don't do that. I did it. I fell victim to it a multitude of different times. And you can't, first of all, you shouldn't judge where your current situation is in life to the next person. You do not know how that person did what they did. And you really need to focus on whatever you did, because whatever you did in your lifetime to get to where you're at today, you should be very grateful, as long as you're moving forward, right? If you're going backwards, then maybe you better reevaluate some stuff. And I'm sorry to hear that if you are. I like to see people win. I do not like to see people lose. This is another reason why I try to make video content every single morning. One, because Patty gets tired of hearing me talk. Patty can sit in silence for 8 hours. I can't sit in silence for 8 seconds. It's difficult for me. I can, but it's difficult for me. So I just want to see people happy, and I want to see people win in life. And I believe almost all of us can relate with that. Our corrupt system right now has so many people divided, but I think we can all, it doesn't matter your political view, your religious background, your whether you're gay or straight, black or white, pink or purple, none of that shit matters. I think we all together collectively as people of this country, that's all of you. I don't care what your skin tone is. I don't care if you're left or right. I don't care if you're gay or straight. I don't give a shit who you are. You're in this country. I think we can all probably unite on the fact of we would like to be happy. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot of misery going on right now through social media chaos, political garbage, rhetoric, spew garbage that is not beneficial for the longevity of the human race. It's not beneficial for us. It's evil. It's just negative rhetoric. If you wake up every morning, you put negative rhetoric in your mind, like there is a lot on social media. If you put that on your mind every single day, you're going to ruin your significant other's life. You're going to ruin your children's life. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just saying you are going to lower the quality of your marriage. You're going to lower the quality of your relationships. You're going to lower the quality of your life. Because if you pump negativity in your brain nonstop, if you pump it in your brains nonstop, I mean, what you put in here comes out. I don't care how good people want to say, oh no, I listen and I don't portray that bullshit. Yeah, it does reflect on your life. And social media is a great tool to divide a nation. It's done it. They used it. They realized the news networks weren't getting the ratings they were going to get anymore, so they infiltrated the social media networks. If you want to be more happy, I'm going to give you one key advice. Put the phone down more often. And I'm talking to myself too. We run a business, obviously. A lot of when I am on social media, yes, I share things. Yes, I make video content. But usually when I'm on social media, I'm getting back and forth with clients. I'm marketing. I'm networking. But I too, myself, have got lost in this stupid device that has lowered the quality of people's lives. Now, people will argue that because you can't. Like, if you started a business in 1960, 1970, you didn't have no cell phone to market from. You had to get out there and go door to door to door. You can literally sit on your couch and market 8 hours a day. Like, literally. And eat Doritos if you want to. I mean, you could do it in your pajamas all day if you truly want to. I don't encourage that. I don't encourage that behavior. But you could. Don't believe everything you see on social media, ladies and gentlemen. 90% of it is bullshit. 90%. They passed the law a while back ago where it is legal for the networks to lie to the American people. It's legal to tell them untruths. It's legal to do that now. Why is, I don't know. This is why I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. But my goal is happiness, fulfillment, and a joyful life. And I think I found some things that get me closer to that. And I just like to share those things with you, ladies and gentlemen, because I want that for you too. Regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your religion, regardless of your political views. We allowed that trap, the political garbage truck. I call it, it's the garbage truck. It just throws up bullshit all day long on both sides. We allowed those people, which you will never meet and I will never meet, and they'll live a better life than me and you both financially could imagine. All they do is throw up vomit all day long that they know is going to pull on the strings of people. And we still want to claim those people. Like, we want to claim. If I had any friend that every time, matter of fact, I did have those friends, and I don't associate with them anymore. But every time I'm around them, they're vomiting negativity to me. I'm done. I cut them off. I don't belong to none of that shit. I don't want to be no part of that. And you will not find happiness in life if that is your conversation. I can promise you that. I know that. I lived that for a good portion of my life. The negative vomit will keep you miserable. You have to pull yourself from those people if you want to grow. If you feed off into it, I've met people that feed into it. They love it. They love the Jerry Springer shit. Like, it gives them purpose. Be miserable. But you ain't gonna be miserable around me. I'm out. This is why I never ride with somebody to an event. I never go anywhere without me driving. Ever. No way in hell. Because if I don't like a vibe at an event, and I got a bad vibe or negative energy from people, I'm getting in my vehicle and leaving. No hesitation whatsoever. I'm in control, as you are in control of your happiness and your quality and value of life. I don't give a shit if it's your dad or mom. If it's causing that much negativity and your mood to alter that much, you better leave. You don't owe nobody nothing. You owe you your happiness and sanity. I love you all. You guys have a rockin' blessed day. Thank you for all the love and support. I truly appreciate all of you. Listen, I made a post the other day that almost went viral. Got like 230,000 some views. It was of Sean, the CEO. I'm not going to get into the pissing match shit that people are doing on there. I made a post to bring awareness. You can hate me for doing that. I don't care. You can give your opinion. That's what social media is about, is just a bunch of opinions. That's what this video is about, is my opinion. It shows where the culture is. Everybody's got to be right. You do know that it's okay to be wrong. If you feel like you got to be right all the time, you live the utmost miserable life and existence you possibly ever can. And you're dead growing. You cannot grow at that point in your life. I have no problem coming on here and saying I was wrong. I've never had a problem in my life admitting if I knew I was wrong. I take accountability for if I was wrong. The reason part of this country can't regain unity is because everybody thinks they're right. Let me tell you something, people. And I'm talking to me too. There ain't none of us always right. There ain't none of us. I don't give a shit how much research you did. I don't care. You're not always right. All the information and the sources you're getting it from isn't always accurate. Look what they did to the Bible. They rewrote the Bible 59 billion times to the new translation. All the way from the old. I mean, if you go read a Bible from the 1700s and you read the New Testament today, you won't even understand it. It's not the same stories. They changed so much things out of it. So, not everywhere you're getting your sources from, or me, is accurate. They stretch the truth. People have been known to change history without any remorse whatsoever. They're just saying, yeah, that didn't happen. But it actually did happen. So, I could tell by that post that almost went viral. I don't know, that's a lot of people. 6 figures seen that post, if not more. Almost over a 250,000 people seen it. That's a lot. I've never had a post do that. By the arguments I seen on there, and I didn't respond to none of them, it led me to believe our culture is in a bad place right now. People just feel like they gotta be right. Dude, you don't have to freaking be right. Matter of fact, you cannot grow thinking you are right about everything. I know I make video content all the time, and I go back and I analyze the video, right? I rewatch the video to see, and multitude of different times I realized I said some shit in these videos that it wasn't actually, it didn't line up. Or a mistake I made, right? I'm not always right. You're not always right. And nobody in the comments are always right. It's everybody's perspective. And it's okay with everybody. You learn from people when people have different perspectives from you. But because social media divided us all, if you have a different perspective than somebody else, you're Hitler. You're a Nazi. You're a Jew. You're whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just bananas. And that post proved that. Don't find your happiness on social media, ladies and gentlemen. Find your happiness in what you enjoy to do. I love you all. Have a rockin' blessed day.